Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to more CSGO news. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. As per usual, all of today's stories will be timestamped down below, so you guys can jump around to whatever stories you want. If you guys are not actually, were you not here yesterday? Yes, it's official. We've done it, so we're going to wait for our next goal as well for sub count. You guys can always keep on commenting down below. What can I do at 25k subs, maybe 50k subs if we ever reach those goals? But you guys are here for CSGO news, so let's break it down. Some crazy stories out there. The first of which, for all of you Doc fans, he will be attending officially his first official HLTV LAN is going to be the PLG Grand Slam. If you guys do not know all the teams that will be competing there, it should be probably Fnatic and HR, your true favorites here. I wouldn't even say Tyloo based off recent results, but they're probably up there as well. Dick, Stacy, and Greyhound will be there. Alongside them, guys, a bunch of random mixed teams, one of them being Team Gucci, which will be Scream, Brams, Truth, Hecz, and Doc himself. And I cannot wait, guys. If you remember, it was actually, I think, 2 to 3 months ago, I covered the story about Doc, who is going to go to a Louvard, I think it was Louvard or something along those lines. It was a Belgian tournament who actually changed their qualifiers to ESEA platform, which at the current time Doc was actually banned from. So he was going to go to the LAN event. They changed their qualifiers to a different server, and he could not even play in the servers because he actually had a ban at that time. But this time around, guys, it will be Doc's first official LAN event, and this lineup actually looks pretty solid so far. I don't know too much about Brams and Truth, but you can't argue against Doc, you can't argue against Scream, and Hecz is probably one of the best stand-ins currently in CSGO. So a pretty solid roster, guys, and Doc's first ever official LAN event will be this weekend, which I am very excited for. But probably in bigger news, and I know this is actually a few days old, this past weekend it was announced that Refrez, formerly of Fragsters, if you guys didn't know, that roster has been pretty much disbanded. It will be Refrez, though, standing in for that team, that being Cloud9 for still Golden. It would now be his third event missed ever since joining Cloud9. Kiyoshima, even joining past him, has actually attended more events, which is, I think it's still crazy to see Kiyoshima on that lineup. I truly do love it, and I'm really worried though about the future of this lineup, especially when it comes to major time next February. But that's far off in the future. Still a couple months to go until those qualifying times do come around. Of course, Cloud9 will have their work cut out for them in terms of practice and boot camping, as Golden hopefully will be back in time for that. But it will be Refrez in place for him. If you guys do remember though, this would be his third event missed. We had a couple ESL Pro League matches where Valen stood in, as well as ECS Season 6 finals. On top of that, Blast Pro Copenhagen. You could argue that with Valen's in the roster, this team did not do too poorly. So with Refrez in his place, they should be able to compete, especially because this weekend, guys, at Blast Pro Lisbon, it will be all best of ones besides the grand finals. So it's definitely their format to take a surprise victory off a couple of these teams out there. It will be a round robin format, guys. So they have 5 games, and the top 2 teams or top 2 records will go to the grand final for a best of 3. Now, the only thing against them is that of the 6 teams here, well, 5 of those teams are in the top 7 in the world. So definitely going to be some stiff competition, although some consolation as well for them to get maybe a bit better of a chance. Probably not though. It will be Swag. Remember, Swag will step in for MIBR. Fur has ear surgery this weekend as well, so they'll have a sub in over that team. You could probably argue that Swag might be a bit higher class than Refrez in terms of stand-ins, but you never know, because it was actually Cloud9's roster, if you guys remember, just over a month ago in a best of 1, they beat MIBR, and they have with Valens in the roster. So we could see some surprises here, although of course you guys must know it by now. Astralis is certainly your favorite to probably win this event once again. But honestly, I'm very worried. If Golden does not come back, he's tweeted out about this, guys, a pretty crappy end of the year, which we can all agree with. Hopefully he will be back early 2019, but that only gives this team, let's say he comes back January, just over a month to actually practice with their map pools with him back in the lineup. I would be very concerned as a Cloud9 fan, because first of all, they'd already changed over half their roster, and then one of those guys being arguably the most important key part of that team, the IGL, that being Golden, has now been out being sick. But obviously, most importantly, hope he comes back strong and healthy. We've seen over the course of 2018 more player injuries and more player medical issues than we've ever seen in CSGO's history. But also, one last note, guys, Stewie this morning at 7 a.m., well, 7 a.m. my time, probably a bit later for that guy, did tweet out this, guys: expect the unexpected. So I guess we could just think on that. I don't know. But also another big news out there, which we can hopefully cross our fingers for. This may spell the end of the Facebook partnership with, of course, both Valve and mainly ESL, guys. Apparently, according to Slasher, other sources as well, Valve is not happy with their partnership with so far Facebook. If you guys have obviously known the several issues over there, it's not even, I'm honestly kind of getting sick of people saying, if you truly love CSGO, you'll go to Facebook and you'll find the streams, because it's simply not true. I love CSGO, but I'm not going to go all the way all the way out of my way to find these matches, and I don't mean for grand finals. Although, if you guys actually watched this past weekend, of course, ESL Pro League Season 8 Finals, I was actually on the HLTV embedded page the entire time. There was at all times 100,000 plus viewers across those, you know, the Russian streams, the German streams. I was watching the UK stream. Actually, at peak, it was 150,000 plus viewers on that embedded page. On the Facebook stream alone, it never broke 30,000 viewers, which is absolutely, I guess, in most brutal and blunt terms, it was pathetic. So I would not be surprised, and I think we're all hoping a little bit for this ESL partnership to go back to at least Twitch, maybe YouTube, and especially when it comes to not grand final matchups, because when we love CSGO, we watch grand finals. Of course, that's the one thing we want to watch, is the actual final event altogether, that final weekend. I worry about the week play, the weekly matchups that people are missing out on throughout the entire season, guys. I'm not gonna lie, because it was not on Twitch and not on YouTube, I really do prefer Twitch in terms of ease of access. I probably watch maybe 5, maybe 6 North American matchups the entire season long. So that's where I really worry about the viewership being affected by this. It's obviously not an entirely huge issue, but when it comes to the future of the game, I just, at this point in time, I cannot see Facebook really thriving in this scene. It just does not seem to be the right platform. Again, not in terms of just viewership wise, but in terms of quality of streams. There were so many issues throughout the entire season, and I hope it moves on. But again, we do not know. When it comes to money, guys, a lot of these things can cause these companies to hang on to these partnerships, and as of right now, on paper, that partnership will last until the end of 2019. So let's just cross our fingers and hope that Facebook is done with CSGO for now. But maybe some of you guys really love Facebook. If you guys love Facebook streams, I know there are a few of you. Comment down below. I'd love to hear your feedback on why you think Facebook should be the future. You know, this is an open forum. We can talk about that. But very lastly, guys, some cool announcements out there. Actually, just a short few announcements. Do you guys watch to the end of the videos? Because I've been playing some clips at the end of the videos, which I think are actually quite comedic. We'll play one today. Very lastly, though, in CSGO news, a great podcast for all of you. It's actually Richard Lewis on the Eavesdrop podcast with Hector Rodriguez, or if you guys do not know, Hecz from OpTic Gaming. An amazing podcast. I will link down below for all of you. And of course, Richard Lewis being from the CSGO scene, it was an amazing listen to, guys. Just over an hour long, I do believe. They talked about some pretty kind of, you know, some stuff you'd love to hear other sides about. So they talked about T Martin, they talked about Syndicate, Phantom Lord, other things in the CSGO scene. An absolutely amazing listen, and that will be linked down below for all of you. But most importantly, guys, I will be back here tomorrow breaking down some more CSGO news for all of you. All of you guys who play Danger Zone, watch out for a video this week. I'm going to try and break down all the kinks, all the small things, and a full explanation in a short video of all the Danger Zone weird things you don't know you can actually do in the game mode itself. On top of that, for all of you guys who have actually played Danger Zone and unlocked an MP5 SD Lab Rats, I know I've got a ton of DMs out there saying, Jake, is this worth money? Is this worth money? I will have a video, or that will be part of that video, discussing which patterns are actually worth money, because a lot of you guys keep on DMing me pictures of rats, and it's getting kind of repetitive. So trust me, guys, those videos are coming sometime soon. As always, my name is Jake. I hope you guys all enjoyed. I'll be back here tomorrow, as always, for daily CSGO news. Thank you all for leaving comments down below. I will reply to your comments, so leave some. Okay, anyway, bye.
She was mine, and we were sweethearts. Then was then, but then it's true. I'm in love with a fairy tale.